Hi everyone, welcome to Nonna Stitching Lounge. This is Rosie, and today we have another yarny chat. Stay tuned. Hi guys, this is Rosie, and I'm coming to you from Toronto, Ontario, in Canada. We have a beautiful sunshiny day today. So I am going to talk to you about some of my finished objects. Some have a work in project. I do have an acquisition, and then I have some shoutouts. So let me start with my works in progress, or rather, let me start. Let me start with my finished objects. So some of you, I think, may have seen in a previous video, I did a bathing suit cover up. I posted it on Instagram and I posted it on Facebook, my Nonna Stitches Facebook page. I got a lot of really nice comments, and I will put a picture here. Okay, so that is my girlfriend who wanted me to make her a bathing suit cover. Now I made myself one in pink, and I made that one, the Canada kerchief tank. It's a modified version, and it really turned out nice, and you can see from the picture it was really nice. So, but she also, my friend, asked me to crochet ponchos for her granddaughters. So I finished these last week. So here is the first. So this one, so all the ponchos have been done with Red Heart Super Saver Ombre. And so this one is for her granddaughter, who's about 10, and she wanted me to do a swan show, so I added these little sleeves at the end. So all I did, she gave me the measurements from the neck to the sleeve, and then this one I just kind of did on my own. It's kind of a 4-point, but I rounded off. You know how sometimes on the ponchos you crochet two, so you chain two in the middle, and it makes it more pointy. But I didn't want that. I wanted it more round, so I only did one chain in the middle, and so that's the back. And then I added the fringe. So I have to tell you though, I'm not crazy about the Red Heart Ombre anymore. After working with the bamboo, which is so soft, and some of the other yarns, like the paint box yarns, they're just so soft. This seems so hard and bulky. And now I did wash these. Put this over here so you can see it better. I did wash them and then put some fabric softener, and it did soften the poncho a lot more. You can see. So it turned out pretty cute, I thought. And with the little sleeves. So that's for her 10-year-old granddaughter. And then we have for the 5-year-old. We did again in the Red Heart Ombre, but this one is in the, can't remember the name. It has a funny anemone or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's in the fuchsia. That's a pretty good color. So this one I did the granny stitch poncho. This one came from a pattern from Bob Wilson 123. This pattern here, I just did it for measurements basically, and her pattern calls for Red Heart Super Saver worsted, but I used the ombre, and I did this one for the child, The only thing I did different is I added this little, this little tie, and I did the fringe and the back, and I added the little sleeves so they can put their little hands in there. So that's for the 5-year-olds. And then she has a little baby who I guess she's about 2, maybe 2, and we did it in the orange and the coral, the sea coral. So again, I followed the Bob Wilson 1, 2, 3 in the coral. So it turned out really cute. And again, just a little tassel kind of thing, and the little sleeveys. So that was improvised. Again, I washed them all, and they're much softer. I know, I think I'm becoming a yarn snob. Sorry, but I mean, it's nice for this kind of thing and for kids, and it is warm, so it is nice. But yeah, so 3 ponchos, and haven't had a chance to give them to her yet, but they turned out pretty cute, little girls. So yeah, that's my only finished project. So what am I working on? So the only thing that I am working on, because as you know, I haven't had a lot of time in the last little while. So I am working on, now it's called the Vintage Violet Shawl. This is it. Let's take a nice look at it. It's a really nice shawl. And this is about, it comes with a nice chart. You can see, I don't want to show you the chart anyway, but it's because it is a paid pattern. It comes from Kathy Lashley, Elk Studios. She does some beautiful, beautiful designs, beautiful shawls. I've made this with the shawl on the ball. I've made it with Super Saver polo, the Super Saver stripe. Red Heart Super Saver Stripe Polo. It turned out really nice in that. The only thing is you got to adjust for the number of stitches, because the pattern calls for like 300 and something stitches, assuming you're going to use really like number 1 or number 2. So when you use different types of yarns, you're going to have to adjust for it, because otherwise you're going to have it's going to be like really, really long. I made this for my girlfriend at work in red, and it turned out beautiful. I'll post a picture right here. Yep, so it turned out really, really nice. I did one for my mother-in-law as well in red, and I got this pattern. I was inspired by Debbie at Canadian Crocheter. She made it back in the fall, and I downloaded the pattern right away then, and that's why at Christmas I made about, like I said, I made about 4 or 5 of them, and I've given them away. So then when I got this is the Etrophil puzzle from Hobium. I don't know if you'll remember, I got it. Blowing out so light here. Anyway, I got this a couple weeks ago when I did the Hobium haul. I wanted something, and I started this one pattern from, I think, Chaos Monkey. Ali at Chaos Monkey started to do it. And you know what? My mindset, I just couldn't put my mind into the pattern. There was too many changes, too many rows, and I just was a little distracted, as you can imagine. So I just undid it all, a shawl, and instead I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something that I've done many times, and it's easy. It's an easy pattern because there's the repeats, and so once you do the one row, it comes out really nice. So here you can see the bottom piece of it. now it's starting to change colors. This is the one where there's 4 strands, and then every once in a while one of the strands changes colors. Yeah, so it's pretty wide. It's going to be pretty wide, and it's turning out really. I think it's turning out really nice. So the only thing, if you want to make this, because I've made it so many times, it's well worth the pattern. There's another one I downloaded from her that is new to me, so I didn't start it because like I said, I wanted to do something that I was, these were really easy to do because I didn't have to think about it at all. And so this one I also, because I have done it so many times, I know the pattern really well. But what I want to emphasize when you make this pattern is that you have to count. Now, not even counting, I would suggest that not just that that you look at, after every line, look to make sure that you are following the pattern. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to see how the arcs, I don't know what we call them, these things here, you got to make sure that they're one on top of each other, and it's really easy to move off of that if you miss 1 or 2 of the stitches in between. So after every row, I go back and I just try to look to make sure that I've, done each double crochet in each of the, it's not that difficult. It's just that it's easy to miss, especially if it's dark or you're a little bit distracted. So that's the only caution of this pattern, is that, and if you go off one, then they don't align and it looks dumb. The pattern actually asks for 3 of these repeats, and I've on to my 5th because I want to use this whole ball. I want to get to the white, so I figured I'm going to use 3 of the 5 repeats instead of 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just finishing the 5th, and I want it like really long. So anyway. So that's not long, I want it wide, because I want all the colors in that ball. So yeah, I'm going to do 5 repeats, and then you'll see in the middle there's a lacy stitch here. I'm going to do that probably a little bit bigger as well, and then another 5 repeats here. So I should probably get through the whole ball. Plus, because this is so fine, the measurement itself is probably equal to this picture of 3. You know what I mean? Because it's fine. The 3 repeats would be smaller, so I'd have to do 5 to get the same, 8 inches, 10 inches, whatever it is. So that's the only thing I'm working on. Well, other than I've got 2 blankets that I have not finished. But now that fall is here, I've got to start on to finish those. So acquisitions, what have I bought? The only thing that I acquired from my friend is a food saver, which shrink wraps packages, because of, when I do giveaways or I want to give things away, I want to shrink the package, because to mail here from Canada to the States or to England or to anywhere is really expensive. So if I can shrink the package, then maybe we can get more yarn or less mail costs. So I bought that, and I also wanted to show you this book. So I bought this book. It showed up on my Amazon, and it's called 2 Simple Shapes, 26 Crocheted Cardigans and Tops and Sweaters, and it is by Salena Baca. It is a really nice book, especially for a beginner crochet person. Every pattern in here is made from either a square or a rectangle, like 2 squares or 2 rectangles. Every pattern. And there's So there's this pattern, which is really, really nice. You can see it's sort of like a poncho-y type 2 squares. And then there's these patterns here that you can take a look at. It's really nice. So coincidentally, I mean, this just came up on my, because you bought this, you might like this kind of thing on Amazon. And so it just happened to come up. And then I was watching Marley Bird. She was live, but I saw it afterwards. And she actually had Salena Baca on her channel, who was promoting this book. So that was kind of interesting. And I mean, like I said, it was totally coincidental. I bought it, and it had come, I think, 2 days before. And then Marley Bird was interviewing Salena Baca, and she was talking about this book. Every pattern in this book is actually made with Lion Brand yarns. So it's, I guess, sponsored by Lion Brand. But the good part is that they're all yarns that you can buy through Lion Brand and their website, so they're readily accessible. 'Cause sometimes you buy these books and like the yarns are fancy yarns from Europe or even yarns from England that we can't get. I find that the crochet magazines from England are like that. I mean, we can, if you're a seasoned crocheter, you could probably substitute and not worry about it. But for those of you, it's kind of nice to, to be able to get the yarns exactly and do the pattern exactly if that's how you crochet. So I just wanted to show you a few pictures that you might be interested in. Let's see. So there's a shawl there. You can see it's really cool. And then there's a couple of pictures there. I think one of my favorites is, where is it? Basically, it's 2 granny squares. Let's see if we can see it. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, that's really pretty. There's some shawl. This is a shawl that's done by Vanna's Glamour, which is really pretty. That's a really nice shawl. I might do it with shawl and a ball. And then there is there is one done with shawl and a ball, and I have a lot of those that I bought last year. Oh, this one's really cute. This one's done with Lion Brand jeans. Isn't that cute? So that's really nice. And there is, I'll just show you one more. Well, I really like this one. This is Lion Brand Amazing Yarn. See the glare. Isn't that pretty, the pattern? So, anyway, so yeah, I thought it was a pretty good buy. I think it came out in Canadian dollars. I think it came out to $28. I had free shipping. In the US, it's $22.95. Well worth it. Very simple, good yarn, and 26 patterns. So that's pretty good. The other thing is I've been also looking at different patterns on the internet. I've been looking at some of the old Red Heart patterns that are now on Yarn Inspirations. Some of the things that I like to make. I downloaded Mikey's, this one, the Earth, what's it called? The Earth one, yeah. I have a lot of worsted weight yarn that I bought a long time ago when I was making a lot of blankets. And I actually have this color. It's a Karen Big Cake, and I have it. And I'm thinking, maybe I'll make it. Last year I made the Study of Texture one. It turned out really nice. It was in a Karen Big Cake, and I actually auctioned it off at work for our United Way fundraiser, and it went for $100. So I thought that was pretty good. So yeah, so I may actually do this one. I actually don't like watching the tutorials. I like just going on and following the patterns. So I downloaded them all and printed them off, and I may actually make the exact same one of those. The other thing that is on my list to make, I wanted to show you, is by Bonnie Bay Crochet. It's called the Celtic Diamond Wrap. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if you can see it's a lot of cables. I don't know if you can see there. Isn't that pretty? Now I don't know what I'm going to make it with. I have a lot of the knit crate yarns that I bought. I need about, I'm not sure how much she says how much I will need. I might not have enough. But I did buy, it was buy one, get one free. It was the big Lion Brand Pound of Love. And I bought it in a darker gray and a burgundy. So that actually might turn out really nice in that. So I think that I might be making that. So again, that's the Celtic Diamond Wrap, Bonnie Bay Crochet. It is, I do believe, a paid pattern, and I think she actually has a tutorial she did last year on this. Also on my list is the Jenny Shawl. This is one of the shawls that I was going to start making with this yarn here, but yeah, too much concentration wasn't going to happen last week or a couple weeks ago. The Elk Studio that I was talking to you about, the vintage one that I am working on, this is one of their patterns as well, which is really nice. And again, it's a bot pattern, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful pattern. It's a poncho. Kathy Lashley, she's really, really nice designs. Oh, I think this might be the one that I was going to do. Oh no, maybe not. I don't think I have it here. But so yeah, those are some of the ones that I want to do coming in the future. I'm not one, I don't like having a lot of whips at the same time. I like doing something and then just finishing it. So, because it makes me nervous when I have too many things going on at once. Plus I'm working full time. Plus, we're going to probably, I don't know if you know that if you're new to my channel, that my mom passed away last week. So there's going to be a lot of cleanup. She was living on her own in her own condo, so we're going to be probably starting to do that in the next couple of weeks. So anyway, so it's lots going on, just trying to keep it really simple. You got to know, I need to keep my hands busy, but I got to know in my own mind how busy I can get, right? So I do want to do a couple of shout-outs. The first one is Tammy at Slay the Day. If you have not seen Tammy, you need to go watch her. She is so funny. She tells a great story, like a really good story. And she also said that when she hits 1,000 subscribers, she's going to dye her hair pink or purple or something or other. So we need to get her up to 1,000 subscribers so she will dye her hair a different color. I am 61 people away from 1,000, and no, I will not be dyeing my hair pink if I get 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, I'm not going to give you that incentive to work for, but if you want to recommend me to anybody, you can do that. And but anyway, yeah. So Tammy at Slay the Day, go see her. She's really great. The other one that just pretty much started a channel is Teresa Lubeck, and her channel is called Hooking in Good Company. And Teresa used to comment on my channel a lot when she was just a viewer and a subscriber. I think she watches quite a few other channels as well, so you've probably heard of her. She is a very interesting lady. I just love her to bits. I comment on almost, well, I've seen all her videos. I think she's got like 6 or 7 of them. Short videos, so they're easy to watch, unlike this one. And she got unhappy mail a couple of weeks ago. It was the credit card mail from all the yarn she bought. I just about fell off the chair when she said that. It was so funny. And then, but she's so real. Like I kind of not associate, but I really feel a kindred spirit to her, because I like making things that are useful. I like making things that I can wear, or that someone else can wear. That's why I'm starting to get into now, like my muted colors, less Caron cakes, less color, because people aren't going to wear that, or even if you give it away, people are like, it looks handmade, right? And people don't appreciate how much time and effort go into it. So she was making all these little amigurumi things, and I was dying. Like, she kept showing these. Oh, you have to watch her. You just have to go. I was laughing so hard. My husband thought I was going to be he just didn't know. He goes, "What are you watching?" So Nonna was thinking I'm a little bit crazy, because I usually watch it through YouTube through my iPad and with earphones on, and he's watching sports or something. So Teresa did a whole thing where she was going to try to do stitch markers. I literally was crying so hard. I was laughing so hard. Her thing about stitch markers. Anyway, go see her. She makes some really cool things, but she just has such a dry, wonderful sense of humor. So that's it for me today. Thank you to everyone. So when I do get to 1,000 subscribers, I will do another giveaway. I did find out how I could order an Amazon gift card for people. So if that's something that people would be interested in, I can get Amazon gift card to go internationally, because that was an issue I was having. But anyway, if that's something that people are interested in, let me know, or I can do what Dana at Wonderlust does, and she actually just does an order through Lovecrafts, and she gets it mailed out to somebody else, which is a great idea, because with what I spend on shipping here in Canada, I could be sending a lot of yarn to people and using Prime. So thanks to all my returning subscribers, thanks to those who have been with me at the beginning, and all the wonderful well wishes that I've received. A lot of prayers for my family, and for my mother, who before she passed. And like, subscribe, and share the video if you can. So we'll see you soon. And I can't tell you what Nono's making for dinner because he's not here. So I have to wait and see when he gets home what he's going to make for dinner. But I have a feeling it's going to be leftovers tonight, because we got lots of that in the fridge. So thanks everybody for watching. Ciao for now.